it's Jenny, and I am here on the first day of Nanowrimo, which is National Novel Writing Month. National Novel Writing Month, Nanowrimo. Okay, so I'm sure most people have heard of it before, but in case you haven't, National Novel Writing Month happens every November, and it is a wonderful opportunity for writers and creatives to work on creative projects. And the goal of Nanowrimo officially as an event is to write 50,000 words in 1 month, which should amount to a book of some sort, which would be on the shorter end. But nevertheless, write a book in a month is the main challenge of Nanowrimo. And so I'm here at my office desk. This is my office computer, and I have taken part in Nanowrimo for the last 2 years. And so today's the first day, and I'm excited to kick off my 3rd year of Nanowrimo. So I thought I would share a little bit of my setup and how I view and use the opportunity of Nanowrimo to get things done on creative projects of mine. So my setup is usually pretty similar to this. I have my dual monitors and keyboard. I move a lot, so my office space changes, but this is the basic setup. And when I write, sometimes I'll write on my laptop. You know, I'll just like get super cozy on the couch and have like a really cozy little write-in, session there. But if I'm seriously working on it, I'm usually here. And so I have some crystals here for creativity and inspiration and success. So I've got some like pyrite and some citrine and some sunstone and orange calcite and hematite, and just some inspiration and creativity stones. So yeah, I always like to have these around my desk because I think it's a nice energy and motivator to have this really like supportive, creative, flowing energy around you when you're trying to write. And so I think that the crystals are one of the things that helps me get into that headspace. I also have like a nice candle. I have my blue light glasses, and I like to write with these Story Arts writing gloves on. They keep my hands nice and toasty, and they do help with some of the wear and tear that your hands can go through when they're sitting on the keyboard and the table all for a long time. So that's my general setup. I work in a program called Scrivener, and Scrivener is a really popular writing software that you can download to your computer, and it has a lot of different templates that you can use for the type of story that you're formatting. I'm writing a fictional novel in the fictional novel template right now, so this is what I have open. And then the other screen I often use for ambiance and music, for just setting the mood while I'm writing. I find that, well, I can't put on anything with words in it because that's too distracting for my brain. I love putting on these ambiance videos that have like sounds of like crackling fires or rainstorms outside, and I'll usually keep that on my other screen because it's really calming and comforting, and you feel like you're just like a novelist who's pent up in a little cottage writing your story. And I love having that type of just sort of mental sort of putting myself in that place where the setting for me is important. Like, it's hard for me to just sit down and write out of nowhere without getting into the mood for writing. So that's helpful. And then it's also nice because I can always minimize that and pull up a browser if I need to research something or look back at some of my other notes that I might have saved somewhere else as well. So yeah, so this is my 3rd year of doing Nano, and the website, Nanowrimo website, if you ever check it out, has a lot of fun things, like there's community stuff. You get badges for writing a certain amount or writing a certain number of days in a row. The ultimate goal is to win NaNoWriMo by writing 50,000 words, and you update your words daily. So you keep track of what you're writing and you put it on the website. I have never won NaNoWriMo, but I've also never been trying to win NaNoWriMo. So for me, I use this a little bit differently. I'm not a full-time author. I'm not trying to write an entire book in 1 month. For me, that's simply not feasible because I do have a full-time job and a son and a house, and I'm a multi-passionate person, so I always have multiple creative projects that I'm working on. So to put aside the time that it would take me to be sitting at this computer to write 50,000 words in 30 days, especially with the week of Thanksgiving in the middle of the month, which I'm traveling during, it's just not realistic for me. And I don't like to put that pressure on myself. It is good to have writing goals, and I do set writing goals, but I also understand that just with my lifestyle and the way that I operate creatively, I'm not always going to have days during the month where I can sit down and write. And even the days that I do try to write, I'm not always going to be in the right place to write the 1,660 something words that you are supposed to every day if you are going to make it to the goal. So how I view Nano is it's a challenge and it's motivation. And I do write in the rest of the year, but I am not a consistent writer. I love to write, but I also have so many other things that take time and precedence in my life often that writing to me falls by the wayside often. And so I really only write when I am very inspired to write. But the good thing about November is that when I have the free time and I'm thinking, what am I going to do what am I going to do with this hour? I've got an hour where I can work on something. I have the drive, because of the challenge, to get myself, to put in the extra effort to get myself in the mindset and the mood to write, which doesn't always come naturally. So often I will gravitate towards something that I am in the mood to do, which is not as creatively taxing as writing. So it is nice to have that little spring, behind you, pushing you to sit down and actually really put a little bit more effort into getting into the creative space that you need to be in order to create good writing. So I love what comes of Nano for me. I generally set a goal of about 15,000 words for the month, and I usually tend to get around 15,000 words. So I do usually meet the goal that I set for myself. This month, I'm not sure how it's going to go because the novel that I've been writing, I have gotten to a place where I've realized that I need to make a couple big changes. And so part of Nano for me this month is going to be going back and making edits to the areas where I need to change the plot or, little things here and there. And then hopefully I will also be able to add some new writing. So hopefully I will be able to get between 10 and 15,000 new words on the page, as well as do some major edits to change plot points that just weren't working before. So what am I working on this month for Nano? So I have a book that I have been working on since 2016. I started writing it right after Riker was born. He was probably like 6 months old, I think. And I lived in New Mexico at the time. And I got the inspiration for the story from an event that happened to one of my really good friends when we lived in New Mexico. And it was a really weird event. It was so odd. And I just thought wow, that would be a really good beginning to a book. And I sat down and I wrote the first page of the book that day. And it just flowed. And I didn't know what else was going to happen, but I knew that's how it was going to start. And so I had been working on a fiction book before then as well. That was a little bit more of a young adult story, But I was getting kind of tired and really wasn't, it didn't feel very original to me. It felt kind of like, oh, I liked writing, and it was like an excuse to sit down and do something that I really liked to do, but I hadn't put the work into it to really figure out what the book was going to be. And so it sort of just came out kind of like a whole bunch of other young adult type of books that were out at the moment. But this idea felt fresh and exciting to me, and since then I have been working on it. There have been some years when I have barely touched it, to be honest, just because life had been so busy and my priorities really had to be elsewhere. But now I'm getting to a place where I actually can put some time and effort into making it the book that I want it to be, and I have fleshed out and outlined the entire thing in great detail. I think it's a great story, and I am ready to, this month I think should get me in sort of the closing, into it. I don't think I'm going to finish it, but I'm going to get close to the end. I'm going to start closing in on finishing the book, which is really exciting to me. I did have another project that I thought maybe I would work on a little bit this month as well, if I feel inspired to. It's more of a nonfiction memoir type book that I have really been thinking about a lot lately, based on a lot of the things that I am thinking about and working on right now in the self-discovery and soul coherence and development world. And so I also have started writing some things for that, but it's not at a developmental stage yet where I'm ready to sit down and write it. For Nano, I just don't have the information. I haven't planned it out yet to the point where I can sit down and write it. So we are going to be working mostly on my fiction novel this month, and I cannot wait to get started. So let Nanowrimo officially begin. Okay, well, I didn't have tons of time to write today. I had Riker all day except for the 2.5 hours he's at school, so I did get to write for an hour during school, and I am writing in between making dinner right now. So I'm gonna go have dinner with Riker now that everything has just finished cooking, and hopefully I'll be able to get back to write a little bit more after he goes to bed in the late night hours. But you know, as a mom, I can't be up till 2 a.m. writing, so I will probably have to cut myself off around 10 p.m. But this is November for me. So wish me luck, and I will keep you guys updated with my progress. Today, so far, I have done a lot of editing, but I haven't written any new material really, a couple lines here and there, so I would guess my word count for the day is probably only around 50, but still I feel good because I've gotten 2.5 chapters edited so far, and made a bunch of really good changes. So go me. Nanowrimo 2021, I am coming for you. Hi friends! I am taking a break from my Christmas decorating today to do a little bit of writing. Today is the second to last day of Nanowrimo, and so as excited as I was to decorate the house for Christmas, and I do have a lot to do today just because we were away for the last 4 days for Thanksgiving. So I was home visiting my family in New York, and now that we're back up, I have to get my butt in gear because it's Christmas time. So I've got presents to get. I was definitely scrambling this morning trying to find this one item that the parents are getting Riker for Christmas, and I guess it's kind of a hot ticket item. I had a really hard time finding it for the price that we wanted, but eventually I did find it, so that worked out well, but it was stressful. So now that I'm home, I've got a couple of weeks to get Christmas organized and settled. I'm decorating the house over the next day or so. I'm assuming it might take me more than a day to finish decorating the interior. Because I promised Riker that I would wait until he was back over here tomorrow evening to do some of the rest of the decorating with him, because he loves to decorate. This kid, I don't know why, he loves decorating. I think it's just because it's exciting for the holidays, I don't know. But I love decorating too. Decorating the house for Christmas may be my favorite day of the year because I've got Christmas music blasting, I am focused, I'm putting away fall, I take all of my Christmas stuff out from the basement, and it's like, it's just exciting. It's like, how am I gonna do it this year? Maybe I'll get a couple new items. How am I gonna make things interesting? Am I to switch anything up from last year? This year I'm in a totally new house, so decorating for Christmas is gonna be, it's gonna be new and exciting, and I don't entirely know what I'm gonna do yet. So I've got to figure all of that out, and then when he's being silly in the bed, and then we've got, tomorrow is supposed to be very chilly out, and we might get some snow, so I'm gonna have to wait till the day after that to put up my Christmas lights outside. So the interior will probably be done tomorrow. The Christmas lights will have to wait for a few days. But anyway, back to Nanowrimo real quick as an update. I have had a very successful November, and I'm so happy. I'm definitely going to reach my writing goal, which is all that I ever want out of a Nanowrimo. You having fun, Winnie? Okay. Winnie's having a good time over there. So right now, you're being so loud. I've got my writing gloves on and my blue light glasses. I've got my tea in my Village Witch mug. I've got my favorite candle going, so the mood is set. I have been writing, I've been really loving writing to these. Oh my gosh, why is my dog the loudest dog on earth right now? I've really been enjoying writing to these ambiance channels on YouTube. So the ones that I've been really digging right now are the Dark Academia playlists. And so they have this real kind of spooky, like rainy London foggy night type of feel. And so they usually have, this one is kind of cool, it's like a blustery, windy day, or snowy day, and there's like a dark castle in the background. It's just like, it's cool. It's a cool mood, and it's a lot of classical music. So I've been writing with that on the second screen of my computer a lot, which has been fun. And so I'm on Scrivener right now. So my goals for this Nano were, I had about 12 chapters of my book finished before I started this Nano, and a couple of chapters that were in progress. So my goals were, I had 2 major plot changes that I decided on that I wanted to work through the existing materials. So I edited all of my pre-existing writing for this book to incorporate those 2 changes. Check, did that.
I wanted to rework the outline of the book to incorporate those changes, and I had to rewrite pretty much all of Act 3 in the outline. So, check, did that. And then I wanted to write about 10,000 new words. And at the moment, I am sitting at 9,413 words out of the 10,000 that I was hoping for, and I still have 2 days to go. So, your girl is going to crush Nano this year. Obviously, the goal of Nano is to write 50,000 words and to basically write a new book. But I don't use Nano like that, as I think I said before. I've been working on this book for years, and because I work full-time and have a child and do not always prioritize writing, I don't write every day. There's times where I go months without writing, and so it's just taking me a long time to do this. But Nano helps me get so much closer to my goal. And I think the last 2 nanos I have written about 15,000 words on each of those past nanos. So I feel really good about the progress I'm making. And I've figured a lot of things out about the book this month, and I'm just feeling really good about it. I've written some new chapters. I've finished some chapters that had been like in progress for a long time. And so yeah, I'm gonna sit down and take a break, and I'm gonna drink some tea. I've got my ambiance channel on, and I'm gonna write. I've got just under 600 words before I reach my goal. So I'm gonna write that today, guaranteed, and I'm gonna overshoot. So I'm not gonna stop myself. I'm gonna write as much as I can today and as much as I can tomorrow and see where I get to, but I am definitely gonna pass that 10,000 new word goal for myself, as well as having edited the entirety of what I wrote before and redoing the outline. So I feel really good about it. The changes that I decided to make in the book were necessary. Like, there's a reason why certain parts had been stalled for so long. I could not sit down to write Act 3 of this book the way that I had it planned before. I think inside, like, the plot had come to me, and it felt like exciting, and it felt right, but part of me knew, I think, inside that it just wasn't where the story was supposed to be focused, and I was trying to do way too much, and it was turning the story into something that was almost political in message, and that's not what the story is supposed to be. So I really needed to bring it back and focus on my main character's journey, because that is what the story is about. And does my main character's journey need to include all of these additional foreign aspects that I'm throwing in the third act because I thought it made for a dramatic setting and someplace where she could learn and expand a lot within that setting? Or could I do this a different way, where the basic things that I still want to accomplish can happen without complicating things so much and without making things overly political, or just bringing in aspects that really didn't need to be there, that were going to be difficult for me to write without having the perspective of people who have been in those situations before. So I feel a lot better about the changes that I've made. I'm excited. And right now is the really fun part, because I'm writing a lot of the love romance storyline of my 2 main characters, like their scenes together as they're going through this process of falling in love and growing together and finding out what their destinies are. And that part is just so fun, and so I've been enjoying it a lot. So anyway, I'm gonna write, and then we shall finish doing a little bit more of our Christmas decorating after this evening. So enjoy the rest of the decorating vlog. Bye! I'm back and I did it. I reached my 10,000 word goal. And I'm just about to enter it on the Nanowrimo website. So you get to see me put in my final. Well, it's not my final because I'm going to write more tomorrow. But let's look here. I got to update here and I got to add what I just wrote, which is going to put me over. Alright, this is putting me over my goal of 10,000 words. I'm going to put a big happy face there and update progress. Oh, look at that word. Total. We did it. We did it. Over 10,000 new words this Nano accomplished. Feel really good. I'm treating myself to take out tonight. So now I am going to get back to decorating, and I have just ordered some Chinese food. So I'm gonna enjoy that and enjoy my night of Christmas decorating with some fabulous Christmas music and probably a Christmas movie in the background. So, go me.